Hi and welcome everyone. I am so excited to be here with Kirsi Wahlström today. My name is Karina Ladet and I'm an intuitive channel, a healer and a mentor for conscious entrepreneurs. And today I've got the great pleasure to introduce you to, or hopefully give you the opportunity to get to know Kirsi better, because this is one of the interviews that I'm doing for the Lead with Heart interview series. And Kirsi is an amazing blissful business coach, and she's also the creator of the Blissful Business University in Swedish. And she's located in a magical place in Sweden, in the northern parts of Sweden. And she's created an amazing business for herself. And it's one of your things is really to invite a lot of joy and creative play and flow and ease into your business. And you've really redefined what success means so that we all get to choose what a successful life and business means to us, which is super, super important. So welcome, Kirsi. So happy you're here.
Thank you. I'm so glad and honored to be here and be a part of your interview series. I'm so happy to be here.
Oh, thank you so much. And so Kirsi and I have met in real life, and
Yes.
It's always really amazing to see people I find in their own environment and see how they show up. And you are so good at really embracing your own, the energy of leadership and being a genuine, kind-hearted, and generous leader. And at the same time, you're always tuning into what people need, and there's that sense of community as well. And at the same time, you're really leading people on an experience or on a journey. So I would love to know a little bit about what kind of leader you feel that you are. How would you define the kind of leader that you are?
Well, I think Lead with Heart is a good explanation of what I do. I always want to go within to go out into the world, because I really think that the answers and the power lies within us all. Mm-hmm. And I want to lead with the example of doing that myself, and I want to help the business owners and people that I meet to do that as well. So that is kind of the main thing that I rely upon when it comes to leadership, actually.
Yeah, super important. It's super important to have that focus too, to know what matters to us and to kind of let that be our compass, because it does help us to make decisions, to say no to things, say yes to things.
Yeah, and I also think another aspect of it is to see that we are a part of a greater community, a part of a world, and the unseen worlds that actually can be here helping us on the journey, that we are we're not doing this journey on our own. So we can rely on being held by the energies, by the earth, by the community, and that's also an important part of being a leader, I think, to be a co-creator in a way.
Yeah, and to having that sense of wholeness and that bigger or higher perspective too, right? That it's not just about us, because it's true that when we're too much in the details, too focused on a small piece of our business, we kind of lack that sense of greater perspective, maybe a distance as well from our business, because we're too much in the doing. And that's really important as well, to be able to connect in with the visions that we have and to keep receiving information and guidance and support, like you said, because support is such a big part of being a good leader, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And I think I've kind of stepped into that more and more because I've I've had a lot of patterns of doing it myself, and I know many women have that.
Yes.
And as a solopreneur, to really step into the leadership is to also create the support that you need around yourself and your business. I usually talk about that we have like 4 different rooms in our business, and one is to create upon it and on ourselves. The other is to actually sell and market the things that we create. The third room is where we actually deliver our services in the way that we do in our business, and the fourth is administration and the things that needs to be done to the paperwork and stuff. And if you think about a bigger corporation, you have departments for development and research, and departments for sales, and departments for administration, and we're supposed to do it all by ourselves, but maybe not. So it's super, super important to really step into being a business leader and to create support in different ways in our business, and to see what are our core competences, and what are the things that we really love to do, and what can we give to others to help us with.
Yeah, so important. And and really acknowledging what it is that we do really well and what we would rather have calling other people in to do. And I find also adapting that to where we are in our business growth, because maybe when we're starting out, we need to find ways to have support that doesn't cost so much, or we barter, or we ask friends or family, and then we work our ways up to maybe paying people, and then having more people being paid for what they do, and then kind of upping our game when it comes to investing as well in the right support, so that we don't have to wait until we're very far ahead before we can start investing in support.
Yeah, totally. It's so important to kind of look at these aspects in the early stage too, even though you might not be able to hire someone already, or sometimes I do think it's an investment that will give back in money too. But as you say, sometimes we can make collaborations of different kinds, exchange services, or have friends or family help. But to have that mindset of stepping into the leadership of your business step by step, and calling in the help that you need. And one of the things I do think is essential that one should never leave from, even in the start, is to actually invest in some kind of business coaching or some kind of community to get yourself and your business ahead, because I wouldn't be where I'm at if I hadn't done that. I always have 1 or 2 business coaches or healers by my side. So that's something you can't leave. I think.
I totally agree. That was the key for me. And actually, I started my business when I became a part of an online community. Because before that, I was just kind of dreaming, going back and forth. Can I really do this? Maybe not. And when I started to call in the right support, I just started, and then it kept me going as well. Because it's one thing when you're very enthusiastic and you have a good day and you don't really need the support, but we don't only have good days. And it takes time to create a really successful and sustainable business as well. So no, I totally agree. Finding the right people to support you is so important. And that's one of the things I really love about the program that you've created as well, the Blissful Business University, where you actually guide people during a whole year. So instead of buying tons of online courses with lots of people and downloading free ebooks randomly online, there's actually like a program that takes you through every step, and having your support and your experience as well. It's just so much easier than trying to figure everything out for ourselves, because it just takes longer, and we risk getting discouraged before we actually reach the moment where things start to happen.
Yeah, I think that's one of the key aspects, actually. I mean, there's information all over that you can download, and there's a stage, I think, when we do that. But when we really want to take the next step and up-level our game, we need to have some kind of more sustainable support. And Lead with Heart that you are creating and Blissful Business University are two very good examples of that kind of support that you need, and the faith that you often don't so easily get when you're doing it by yourself. You can always kind of get it from your coach, from the other people in a community like that. So I think that's also been on my journey the most important part, to kind of get from outside someone that sees the possibilities that I can feel and see in my mind, but someone who holds that vision with me and also helps me to step into it. So yeah, to be a leader, I think you also need to be led, to have co-creators and support systems and communities where you can really step into blooming and step into that leadership that we have inside of us.
And that's one thing I actually enjoy. The more I step into being a leader, the more I enjoy being led by others. Because you come there and all you have to do is show up, and then someone else is taking care of everything. And now that I see what it takes to do that, I'm like, oh, this is the best thing, right? Just letting someone guide you, trusting that someone holds your biggest vision with you, and that you just have to focus on yourself. I find that that's really, really valuable. And yeah, I think we appreciate it more and more as we grow as well. So for me, it's really, the key thing is really to find the right person and the right format, something that really works for us. So if we like groups, then go for a group, small, medium, bigger groups, and to really find, because there's so much support out there now that I think we can always find at least one person or one program or something that really resonates with us as well.
Yeah, I think that's the great thing with, the online world. When I've been in business for 11 years now, and I had my business as a part-time venture for many years. But when I wanted to step into, really creating my business to become a full-time business, I sought for programs and leaderships, and I didn't find anything in Sweden where I live. So I actually found a coach in the United States, and went there sometimes, but mostly we had this online community, and it was a 2-year education entrepreneur leadership academy. And then again, when I wanted to really step into my purpose, I found you and your Embrace Your Purpose program a couple of years ago. So to really look at what's out there and then go inside to get your own answers of what is calling you forth and what peoples you resonate with, and really take that into account and how it feels when you kind of interact with someone.
Yes, always trust your own gut feeling, because I think we know when a person or a format or the energy of something feels 100% right. It can still be scary and kind of ask us to move outside of our comfort zones and stretch ourselves. But I think that when we know, and it's really important to act on that, because usually we open up to so much more than just the coach or just the program. There's always going to be more, I find.
So much more. That's so cool too. And one of the things that I learned from one of my coaches too is, I think she said, don't take advice from unhappy people.
Yeah, great advice.
There are kind of a lot of scarcity and fear-based marketing out there, and if you don't do this, and if you do, you have to take my program, and you need to take that, and to really feel if the people that you look at come from fear or if they come from love, and have they created something that you would like to create, even though you do your own stuff.
Yeah.
But as for you, I mean, you're such a heart felt leader. You're so compassionate. You have so much joy and ease in what you do, and yeah, I think you're such a great role model of what I am attracted to. So yeah, really look at the people you are about to hire. What kind of people are they? Are they the ones you resonate with? Are they leading in a way that you would like to lead your life and business?
Thank you so much, Kirsi. That's so kind of you. I feel exactly the same way for you. When I was at your live workshop a couple of months ago, it was amazing because you do see people do tell us who they are when we see them and how they interact, how they show up, and when we resonate with someone. I find that really important. I find it becomes more and more important as I grow my business, who I surround myself with, and that the people that I learn from or interact with or work with, whether they're clients or collaborators, are really, that we have the same values and that they're like good people that I trust and would want to be with, even if we weren't working together. I think that's so important, because at some point it's really important for us to feel safe when we open up to that level of support as well. And I think it's really important to connect on a human and soul level with the person we're going to be guided by as well.
Yeah. And I think the heart always kind of tells us what's the right thing. There's kind of an expansive energy. It's soft, and it says, oh yeah, this would be nice, this would be fun. And then, I mean, we all often say that, you know, we want to come from our heart and not from fear. And fear can be, the word fear can be a bit confusing at times, because fear has many faces, I think. It comes as logic and reason, for example. And I'm not saying that we don't need to listen to logic and reason at times, but when you have those longings and nudgings leading the way from the heart, there's often, but.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't have the time. Yeah, but I don't have money. Yeah, but those aren't truths, because our mind can't see what's beyond the but. And to step into the leadership and the leader that you are is also to investigate those buts and see, okay, is it true that I don't have time? Is it true that it's I don't have money? What would this thing bring me? What kind of energy? What kind of expansion that might even bring money into our lives? Often when we are in business, that's what the heart is leading us towards too.
Yeah, that's so true. And it's true that fear has many faces. It doesn't always feel like fear. It can be procrastination. It can be the staying busy so you don't have time to think about the more important things. It can be so many different things. And it's really important to be discerning, right? And to know what it is. Because, and then once you know in your heart that it's right, that how can I make this happen with what I have now? Because sometimes there's also that dream of, oh, well, when I get further ahead, I can do this, or I can pay for this, or I can join this. And maybe that's true, and maybe not, because sometimes we need to stretch our capacity before we can call in that next level. And there's going to be that sticky point where I find that we often need to grow first, and then the new thing can come in. So actually doing that work, right? And then
it's often that way. It's not like you have everything served so that you can do the thing that you want. It's you need to start doing the things that you want, and you're going to be served.
Yes. Yeah, like totally. And so what has been your biggest challenge when it comes to stepping into your leadership, Kirsi?
Well, it has been to have to keep the faith in things that I want to create, and to kind of build a support team around me. And learn to choose from love instead of the fearful thoughts. So it's been a journey to, coming to the place where I'm at today, where I most often really do choose from my heart. And it's also been a decision that I won't choose from fear.
Yes.
So that's kind of a tip I'd like to bring to you listening to make that decision, because when you you find yourself in that place where you should I go this way, and you feel, often we know what we're supposed to do, and then we let the fear stop us. But if you have made that decision, I mean, you can, okay, oh shit, I decided I wouldn't. So will I honor that or not?
Yes. Yeah, I think we always know. And when we don't know, it's because we're tuning into too many things. But when we sit down, we clear our energy, become fully present, we know what the next step is. But then it's like, oh, am I really ready for everything that means? Because often we don't know exactly what that means. And I think that's a good thing, because then we can kind of deal with it when it comes up. Because of course, stepping into our own leadership also means going really deep into our own stuff, our own shadows and our own wounds, and healing that, so that we can come out with more power and more strength and more, maybe an even deeper commitment to our purpose. What do you feel has been the biggest gifts that you've received from stepping into your own leadership?
Well, the biggest gift is that I have this sense of living on purpose. And that's so huge, you can't really put words on it. And sometimes it's euphoric and sometimes it's not, but you still have that deep sense of being on the right place. And sometimes I'm always creating new things, but for example, when I created Blissful Business University, it was a process of, I think, 4 years. I created Blissful Business as a concept first, where I worked one-on-one with entrepreneurs. And then I always knew that I wanted to take it into a group process, and I wanted it to be, I work both with the practical business things, but also with the personal and spiritual development, and bring those things together. So this year I've just, as you know, had my first year with the Blissful Business University, and it feels so huge to have accomplished that, not as in an accomplishment that's, oh, give me stars, but for my soul to have done it and seen the expansion of the people that have been in the Blissful Business University, and to know that I have been led to do this. So I think that's the biggest gift. And as you know, if I look back 10 years, I didn't live at this beautiful place where I live today. I had always wanted to live by water in an old house, and I do so on the countryside in Sweden today. And I'm still able to reach people all over Sweden, as I have created my online business. And I still have people coming here. We have like a small house where I have course and retreats too. So to really feel that you are in the right place, doing the right things that you're supposed to do, it's such a blessing. And there's more to come.
Yes, and you created an amazing life. I find that, like, when I look at your life and your business and how you show up for your clients, and like all of it, it's just amazing. And when we start out, we often have that vision, right? And it feels like it's a million years away. And then you start chipping away, taking one tiny step, and then at some point you're stepping into it and it's there. And that feeling inside, I find that when we feel that we're on purpose, we're exactly where we need to be, even if life's still going to be crazy sometimes and there are going to be challenges, there's that deep sense of fulfillment that I find is just, yeah, it just beats everything.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Instead of feeling like you're missing out on something or not answering the call, because that has a price when we don't listen to our inner guidance and when we don't act on our creative ideas. And I feel like it's kind of like a feeling of dying, isn't it? Where you feel like you're saying no to yourself and you're saying no to your soul and you're closing those doors. And that's a really, really difficult place to be in. So this is, I guess the gift is on the other side of that, saying yes, even if you don't know how, and then trusting that it's going to come to you. And I find that then you create a successful and sustainable business, but it's really about your life.
Totally. I think we're both on that kind of business creators. It's about creating the life that you want to live, and then creating a business that supports that life.
Yes.
So and also creating a business where we can be the people that we really are, and let that unfold as we go. But create from that space. So yeah, then it's sustainable. Then we can always kind of find our inner center and step up from there. You can create a business where you just do what the clients want, for example. I meet a lot of business owners that has kind of given the power, given the leadership to the clients, because that's a lot of what's been taught as well. You need to listen to the clients, you need to do what they want, but that's one part of it. But you want to take it from yourself first, especially if you are like a solopreneur. You are your business, and you want to decide what you want to create and bring forth for your clients, and you want to radiate who you are and your message and your services in a way so that your people can find you and buy the services that you have to offer, instead of you being like a chameleon trying to please different kind of people, and they want this, and I think it would be good to do, and you leave yourself, and finally you have created a business that doesn't serve you or the world.
Yeah, and that's an awful feeling when you create something that you don't actually enjoy being inside of. Yeah, great insights and wisdom. Thank you so much, Kirsi. It's been amazing to talk with you, and we could talk about this for hours because it's a fascinating topic. And I find that stepping into that leadership energy can bring up a lot of stuff, and maybe particular things for women as well, because we're not being encouraged to be leaders. We're more the followers, the nurturers, the supporters, and that it's possible to bring in those qualities and still be a leader in our own way, and defining what that means for us as well. So if you want to find out more about Kirsi, I'm leaving links to her website and her social media as well under this video. And I also would love to invite those of you who feel called to step in more of that heart-centered, soulful leadership to join me in the Lead with Heart mastermind that starts in January. And we're going to go on a really magical journey, and I can't wait to share some powerful wisdom, guidance, and I'm right in the creation process of this mastermind. So I'm downloading, receiving, listening a lot, and letting myself be guided so that we can go on this powerful and magical journey together and really embrace and become the true leaders that we are. So thank you so much, Kirsi, and thank you to everyone who is listening.
Thank you. And I can warmly recommend you to join Karina. She is an amazing leader and will take you on a journey to becoming more of who you are and stepping into that power that you have inside. So really look at her program and join if you're called. And if you're in Sweden, look at mine and see if that calls to you as well.
Thank you so much, Kirsi. Thank you for your kind words. And thank you, and everyone who's listening.